Hi friends, how are we doing today? How is everybody? I am back home at my parents' house because I am here on Easter break. My puppy, you can just see him just a little bit right there, is sleeping behind me. His name is Levon. He is a 90-pound Staffordshire Terrier. So, I'm also on a spinny chair. I'm not usually on a spinny chair. Yeah. So I'm really hoping that he'll behave and not bark, but he might be snoring a little bit throughout this video, so if you hear that, don't be alarmed. If you start snoring too loud, I'll stop. But alright, so I thought today we could do a follow my instructions, but keep your eyes closed video because I know you guys like those, and I know I just uploaded some backpack videos of stuff that you guys probably don't like that much. I didn't mean for the concert videos to be back to back, but I just didn't have time this week to record another video. I will be finishing up that series, but I'm gonna do some videos in between. Don't worry about it. Alright. So, as usual, we're gonna be playing some word games. We have our odd one out game. We have our word association game, and I'm gonna change it up just a little bit. We have guess the animal. We have my assumptions game that isn't really a game because there's no right answer. More of just an imagination exercise. Oh man. He is so sleepy. And then I made a list of a bunch of idioms, and we'll be playing a game with those. I have quite a lot. So, we're gonna start off with our odd one out game because that's familiar to you guys. And I'll switch back and forth between idioms and assumptions. And then I'll do word association and guess the animal. Okay. My poster just fell down. I put it back up right before I started, but apparently the tape is not good. But yeah. Okay. So our odd one out game, if you are not familiar with it, I'm basically going to list four things. And one of those things does not belong. One of those things does not belong. And I want you to tell me which of those things does not belong. Okay? Awesome. So I only have 6 of these today. We're going to start off with dog, hamster, cat, tiger, dog, hamster, cat, tiger. Which one is the odd one out? What do you think? I'm not used to having like a desk to lean on. I'm usually just using a little folding bed desk. So I'm like, right, dog, cat, hamster, and tiger. Our odd one out is the tiger because it is the only one that is not a common household pet. Alright, our next one is going to be paint, sculpt, draw, color, paint, sculpt, draw, color, paint, sculpt, draw, color, paint, sculpt, draw, color, paint, sculpt, draw, color. And very good, very good. Our odd one out is sculpt, sculpt, because it is the only one that is three-dimensional. You paint on a flat paper, you draw on a flat paper, you color on a flat paper, but you sculpt with something. Also, if you come up with a different odd one out, feel free to tell me because I would like to hear it. Alright, our next one is ice cream, pretzel, chips, salsa, ice cream, pretzel, chips, and salsa. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I keep hitting the drawer pulls on my desk. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Good. Our odd one out is ice cream. Ice cream because it is the only one that tastes sweet. Oh my gosh. He's sleeping so hard back there. Alright. Spin, twirl, jump, rotate, spin, twirl, jump, rotate, spin, twirl, jump, rotate, spin, twirl, jump, rotate. Which one is the odd one out? Very good, very good. It is jump, because the other ones are types of turning. Alright, we only have two more. We have two more. Next up, we have hand, arm, finger, stomach. Hand, arm, finger, stomach. Nice job, my friends. Nice job. Our odd one out is the stomach because it is the only one that is not a part of your arm. Alright. One more. We have skirt. We have pants. We have shorts. And we have jacket. Look at him, he's awake. And he's watching. Actually, don't look because this is an eyes closed video. But he's awake and watching. My dad just got home, so I think he's probably gonna head downstairs soon. But skirt, pants, shorts, and jacket. Our odd one out is jacket. Jacket because the rest are bottoms. Alright, so our assumptions game that we've been playing is I'm gonna tell you a character and I'm gonna give you some information about this character that I made up. This is not a character that exists, this is just one of my made up characters. I'll give you some information and then I'm gonna ask you a question and I want you to just tell me what you think. There is no right or wrong answer because these are made up characters. Just what do you think based on the vibes is the answer to this question. So we're gonna do 3 of them. Then we're gonna do some idioms, and then we'll do 2 more assumptions, okay? So, our first assumption, or our first character, is Annette. Annette is a former stay-at-home mom. She's returning to work now that her kids are older. She likes reading historical fiction books. She has brown hair, but she dyes the roots to keep it brown. Where will she be working? Where will Annette be working when she returns to the workforce? What do you think? Could be somewhere like businessy, could be, a very hands-on kind of job. My hometown has a toy store, so I feel like I imagine her working at the toy store. It's like an independent toy store, it's super cool. Alright, our next character is Paul. Paul is a high school student. He has red hair and he plays baseball during the spring. He's signed up for a random class just to fill his schedule, and he's unexpectedly really liking it. What class is it? What class is Paul taking in high school that he unexpectedly really likes? What do we think? What do we think about Paul? Nice. Yeah, I feel like I imagine him as taking an architecture class. I took an architecture class in high school, and a lot of kids took it as a blow-off class, but I took it to fill my schedule. And I was so annoyed by everyone else in the class because they were going through everything so slowly. I ended up having 11 days in that class where I was so far ahead that I didn't have anything to do, and he wouldn't give me anything else to do because he wanted everyone else to catch up. So I spent those days writing my own story. Because I am that kind of person. But yeah, I feel like Paul took architecture and ended up really liking it. But what class did you say? What class were you feeling? Alright. Our next character is actually characters. It's a set. Next up, we have Maggie and Bo. Maggie and Bo. They are twins in the 4th grade. They both have curly hair, and they like to play in the woods behind their house. They're currently making a little fort by making a lean-to out of sticks and branches. They're going to the shelter to adopt a dog tomorrow. What will they choose to name their dog? What will they choose to name their dog? What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Probably not Levon. I'm not good at dog names, but honestly, neither are 4th graders. But I don't know. The kids I've worked with used to be really into Sonic the Hedgehog. So I feel like they'd name it Tails. I think that would be a cute name. Naming your dog Tails after Tails from Sonic. But what do you think? What do you think? I'm assuming you probably didn't guess Tails. So what are you thinking Maggie and Bo will name their dog? Alright. let's do some assumption. No, let's do some idioms and we'll go back to assumptions because we have 2 more left. But for this idioms game, this might be a little bit more difficult. So if you don't get them, that is totally okay, alright? Basically, an idiom is a phrase that is sort of not literal, and it usually has another meaning in a language. So I will be using the English language idioms. So if you're not a native English speaker, this might be even harder for you, and I'm very sorry. But I thought this was kind of fun to do. So I'm going to give you what the idiom means, and I want you to tell me what the idiom is. So, our first round will be a practice round in case my instructions were a little unclear. So our first one is a good thing that seemed bad at first. It's a good thing that seemed bad at first. And the phrase that I wanted you to guess there is a blessing in disguise. A blessing in disguise is a good thing that seemed bad at first. Okay. So, next up, this is when you're avoiding, or when you avoid saying what you mean, usually because it's uncomfortable or not super acceptable to say. When you're avoiding saying something that you mean, avoiding saying what do you mean, usually because it's uncomfortable, what would you be doing? What would you be doing? What is the phrase that I want you to think of here? It starts with a B, the letter B. The letter B. It is when you beat around the bush. Beat around the bush is when you're avoiding saying what you mean. Not to beat around the bush here is actually kind of a phrase I say quite a lot. Alright, another one that starts with the letter B. This is to get something over with because it's inevitable. To get something over with, usually because it's inevitable. What phrase am I thinking of? What phrase? Good. Our phrase is bite the bullet. Bite the bullet. Bite the bullet. Next up, we have kind of an easy one. It's usually used to say good luck to somebody. It's used to say good luck, oftentimes in the theater. Used to say good luck. Alright, my dog decided to go downstairs, so he won't be snoring in the background anymore. But what is the phrase we use to say good luck? Good job. It is break a leg. Break a leg. Break a leg. Good. Next up, I want a phrase that means it's not that hard. A phrase that means it's not that hard. It's not that hard. What do we think? What do we think? Good. The phrase I'm thinking of is, it's not rocket science. If you said something similar, like it's not brain surgery, or, any variation of it, I'll take it. What's a phrase that means to joke with someone? To joke with someone. It starts with the letter P. The letter P. What's a phrase that means to joke with somebody? And that is pulling someone's leg. You're really pulling my leg here. Good. This next one means that the person we were talking about just showed up. The person we were talking about just showed up. What are we gonna say? 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 We're gonna say, speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. I like that one. That's another one I use pretty commonly in my vernacular. Alright, and this is the last one we'll do before going back to our assumptions. What is one that just means sick? Usually just a little bit sick, but sick nonetheless. What is a phrase that means sick? You are sick when you are under the weather. Under the weather. Nice job, nice job. I'm gonna mark that one off so I know when we come back to it where we left off. Good. Alright, let's go back for our final two characters. First up, we have Viviana. Viviana. She is a college student. She's a linguistics major and a crystal girly. She has short hair but wears long skirts, and she has stick and poke tattoos that she did on herself. What kind of posters does Viviana have hanging in her dorm room? What kind of posters does Viviana have hanging in her dorm room? What do you imagine her putting up on her walls? I feel like I'm definitely imagining those sort of faux vintage posters. I definitely had a couple in college, but they're usually sold at like kind of paper stores and stationery stores, and sometimes it's like a palmistry hand or like, I don't know, I had a astrology one. But what do you think? Now he's outside just barking. Someone let him out back. Alright. And our final character is Gina. Gina is a fiber artist and she likes to set up at craft shows. She lives with 2 roommates and has a cat named Josie. She has long braids and dresses in cozy sweaters. She's going to a concert tonight. Who is the artist? She's going to a concert tonight, and who is the artist? Nice. Nice. I don't know who I would pick for her specifically, but I feel like I would pick like some basement band, like she's just going to a basement show, and maybe she's friends with the band members and she just wants to see them play. Like I don't think she'd be going to a big show, don't you think? But if you disagree with me, that is totally fine. Alright. Those were our final 2 characters. Let's do some word assumptions before we go back to our idioms. Word associations. I'm not saying any of Basically, usually for my word associations, I'll give you a category, but this is just straight, pure word association. I'm going to give you a random word, and I want you to say the first word that comes to your head. Alright? Alright. I want you to say the first word that comes to your head. No thinking. You can think when I come back to idioms, okay? No thinking for this. Let your brain rest. Our first word is apple. Apple. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think of. Our second word is sweater. Sweater. What are you thinking of? Our third word is pillow. What do you think of when I say pillow? Good, you're doing a great job, my friend. You're doing a great job. Next up, what do you think of when I say country? As in COUNTRY. Country, what are you thinking about? Nice. Next up, when I say the word sing. What do you think of when I say sing? Good. What about duckling? As in a baby duck. Duckling. What are you thinking about? Good. Next up we have heartthrob. What is the first thing that comes to your head when I say heartthrob? Or maybe I should ask, who is the first thing? Who is the first person that comes to your head? Good. Next up we have fork. What are you thinking of? Nice. Next up we have spectacle. What are you thinking of? I might have swayed you a little bit there, but you could have thought of the other kind of spectacle. Alright, next up, what do you think of when I say the word pencil? Pencil. What are you thinking of? Good. Alright, we are gonna take a break from those, but we'll come back, don't worry. Let's go back to our idioms. I like to switch it up, but if you'd prefer that I don't switch back and forth and just do category, please let me know. I feel like it keeps it interesting to switch it up, because not everyone likes every single game. But if means let's not talk about that right now. Let's not talk about that problem right now. Let's not talk about that problem right now. What would we say to mean let's not talk about that problem right now? We're not gonna do it. Not right now. Maybe later. Good. We would say we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Or when we get to it, depending on how you learned it. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Alright, our next one means tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're thinking. Which is a lot of what this video is. I should just call this video what? I should call it what phrase. What phrase means tell me what you're thinking. Good. Would be a penny for your thoughts. A penny for your thoughts. That would be a cute name for a video, I think. I'm not gonna do it because then you guys wouldn't know what the video's about. Alright. This next one means to make a bad situation worse. To make a bad situation worse. What is the phrase we would use? Good, we would say to add insult to injury. Add insult to injury. Next up, what means just barely? Just barely. Just barely. What means just barely? Our phrase is going to be by the skin of your teeth. By the skin of your teeth. You just barely got by the skin of your teeth. It's such a gross one. I don't use that one very often because I think it's disgusting, personally. Alright. This one means don't count on something good happening until it's happened. Don't count on something good happening until it's happened. Good. Our phrase is don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Our next one is to do something pointless. Or, as it's commonly used, to send someone to do something pointless. Actually, I wouldn't say more commonly used. I commonly use it like that. To do something pointless is to go on a wild goose chase. Good. Very often, I'll ask someone at work to go grab me something that ended up getting moved or something. And I'll be like, I'm so sorry for sending you on a wild goose chase. Alright, next up. This one means to get something exactly right. To get something exactly right. Good. It is to hit the nail on the head. Bing. Bing. Hit the nail on the head. Good. You're doing a great job. I know this is slightly more difficult than our usual stuff, but I know some people like harder tasks to do to fall asleep. I'm definitely one of them. Because if it's too hard, then I'll just zone out and then I'll fall asleep, you know? Alright. Next up, phrase means don't take it too seriously. Don't take it too seriously. What do we say that means don't take it too seriously? What would we say? We would say, take it with a grain of salt. Good. Alright, and next up we have the big issue that people are avoiding. The big issue that people are avoiding is commonly referred to as what? Commonly referred to as what? Good. It is the elephant in the room. We need to address the elephant in the room. Alright, we have 4 left. 4 left. Let's count it down. We have 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 4 left. Our next one is to take a risk. To take a risk. To do something risky is to what? Is to what? Do what? Do what? Do what? Is to throw caution to the wind. Good. This next one means that you should fix the problem now because it will get worse later. You should fix the problem now because it will get worse later. Fix it before it gets harder to fix is another way of putting that. Fix it before it gets harder to fix. Another way of saying that is a stitch in time saves 9. A stitch in time saves 9. Good, that was our third to last. So now we have 2 more left. 2 more left, and they are quite short. Quite short. Next up, it means to destroy relationships. Means to destroy relationships. What would you do if you are destroying relationships? Good, good, good. You are burning bridges. Burning bridges. Alright, and our last one means very happy. Very happy. If you are very happy, you are what? Or you are where? If you are very happy, you are on cloud 9. Very good. Very good. You are on cloud 9. Let's finish up with our word association, and then I think it will be time for us to go to sleep. So, the next word that I'm going to tell you, I want you to tell me exactly what you think first, right off the bat. There's another idiom right off the bat. I want you to tell me what you think right off the bat, or immediately, without thinking too hard about it. We're just gonna fade out with this nice easy stuff, okay? Our next word is elbow. Elbow. What is the first thing you think of when I say elbow? Elbow. I don't know what you think of, but I think of elbow noodles or like macaroni pasta. Alright. Next up, what is the first thing you think of when I say daffodil? Daffodil. Daffodil. D-A-F-F-O-D-I-L. What do you Good. Our next word is creek. C-R-E-E-K. Creek. What is the first thing you think of when I say creek? Nice job. Next we have spin. What are you thinking of when I say spin? Good. Good. What are you thinking of when I say dingy? When I say dingy. D-I-N-G-Y. Dingy. Nice. Sunshine. What is the first thing that comes to your head when I say sunshine? Next word is phone. Next word is phone. What are you thinking about now? What are you thinking about now when I say phone? Next up, what are you thinking about when I say boot? Boot. B-O-O-T. Boot. Good. And finally, what do you think of when I say soda? Soda. Soda. What do you think of when I say soda? Alright, my friends. You did a great job tonight. I hope that you have a great afternoon, evening, morning, whatever. And I will see you